Hey guys, welcome. Here's another edition of Ricky's Happy Fun Time. What are we doing today? It appears that we are doing a zip bag. Yay, which one are we doing? Well, if you have seen a trailer for the new Avengers Endgame, you will notice they have new uniforms. So they are super cool. Hey, and I promise for this stitch out, I will not do any spoilers for you, okay? If there's something I reveal in the design that might give away something in the movie, I will tell you, don't listen, because I am really big on no spoilers. So what are we doing? We are doing the 6x10 zip bag for the new Avengers uniform. Now you will notice I have already done the 5x7, the 7x11, and the 8x12. And they all look a little bit different because I used different red vinyl. That's because when I saw the trailer way back in like February or so, I texted Jane Jones over at New Moon and I'm like, oh my God, did you see the new uniforms? I can't tell the red up on their shoulders. I need a red that's like that. She's like, I got some red. I'll send you a couple of samples. And she did. She sent me like 8 different kinds of red. And since I personally loved them all, I used 4 different ones. So you can choose whatever you want. This one's kind of a molted glitter one. This one's kind of a basket weave one. And this one is got some sort of like weird plasticky, metally woven into it. It stitches fine. I will tell you that on the satin, can you see that? On the satin, it makes it a little bumpily. So if you don't like that little textured look along on the satin, you probably don't want to use this one. Although this one is my favorite. So what do you need? Well, obviously you need some stabilizer. Woohoo! And you're gonna heap that stabilizer up. You are also going to need some white marine vinyl. You'll need some black marine vinyl. You will need 2 pieces of red gross grain ribbon. You will need 2 D-rings if you're using one of my attachment methods. If you have your own, then you know what you need to do. You'll need tape, duh. You'll need a black zipper. You will need some funky, and look, this is a different red, woohoo! Some red vinyl. And usually, you know, I do that half back, that partial lining just to hide the stitches on the inside of your bag. You know, the rest of my bag's naked. It's unlined, but I don't like that right there because it catches on your ink pen or your keys or your glasses or whatever. So I just do a partial lining. And I used to go, hey, we're gonna partially line it with some felt, but that made these 3 bottom folds really wanna pop out and thick, and I like a thinner profile. So I have switched to Ollie Fun. Ollie Fun is kind of, it's like weed cloth or Tyvek. It does not fray at all. It's really super thin. It doesn't tear or rip. So it makes for a nice backing for the inside of your zip bags. All right, so the first thing you're gonna do is I always print off, woohoo, my stitch order sheet. My first stitch is going to be the die line for my ribbons and my D-rings. My second stitch is to tack those down. My third stitch is going to be to outline the whole bag and give you a zipper placement. Fourth stitch is to, did I grab the wrong? Yes, I grabbed the wrong one, sorry. Fourth stitch tacks down your zipper. 5th and 6th usually tack down your, or 5th usually tacks down your vinyl. This time I split it because on your bag, the top piece of vinyl is gonna be black and the bottom piece is gonna be white. So you're gonna need actually white thread for the bottom, black thread for the top. Gray is going to do, 7 is going to do your Avengers. It's gonna do, what else is it gonna, it's gonna do a whole bunch of stuff. The zipper is going to do these little breathing vents right here. Red Jubilee is going to be the die lines for the placement for the red vinyl and the placement and the tack down for your black vinyl, because you got a little bit of black vinyl down here. Then this red is, I think, that red is so that once you've placed them, it tacks it down so you can trim them. Then that white is this white right here. Then from here on out, this stuff can all be black. Remember, we have to, as digitizers, do different stops or different colors to force your machine to stop. This is gonna attach your back. This does my weird zipper thingy. This one right here is going to be attaching the back to the whole bag. And that right there is a dead stop to keep your needle head from moving over. Rawr. And if I move too fast, don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. We're gonna do this together. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna load your pattern. You're gonna hoop some vinyl, and we're gonna pop this bad boy into the machine and get our placement stitches for our D-rings. Back in a minute. So I told you, back in a flash. So now what we are going to do is we are going to attach our D-ring, and this is where your tape comes in handy. So grab your 2 little pieces of gross grain ribbon and your 2 D-rings, which apparently I set aside for safekeeping, and now I can't find them. There they are. Okay. So I'm going to turn my hoop upside down so I can work closer to me. Woohoo! And I'm going to tear off 2 little pieces of tape. 1, 2. And I'm going to take 3 inches of gross grain ribbon, pass them through my D-ring. Woohoo! And then I am going to center my gross grain ribbon across my first die line. And I'm going to tape it down. And then I'm going to tape the D-ring itself down, because I'm always super anxious about metal bits flopping around underneath my needle. I mean, obviously the D-ring will win, and it'll snap your needle, but there's no sense to put that much stress and pressure. Okay, and you'll notice if I wanted to do just a side attachment, there's a side attachment there. So, boom. I hope you're following along at home. I hope you're not just sitting there watching these because, you know, cable's out and you think this is the most entertaining thing in the world. So now I'm going to throw it back in the machine. I'm going to tack these down, and I'm going to do the die line for the whole bag. Back in a minute. I told you that'd take no time at all. Now you will need a zipper. You want to make sure that your zipper is about 1/2 inch to 1 inch wider than your bag. This one is way more than that, but that's because I buy them in humongo bulk. You're going to line up your zipper in this 1 inch space. This should be about 1 inch. This is about 1 inch. Make sure that your metal bits are way out of the stitch path. You don't need a heck of a lot of tape to nail this down. Keep it from shifting. You do want to make sure, however, that you are nice and straight, and you stay inside the lines at all times. Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your arms and feet inside the ride at all times. There you go. Now we're going to put it back in, and we're going to tack down our zipper. Voila, we are all done. You can't see that that zipper is stitched down because I used black thread. Now we need to attach 2 pieces of vinyl. You need a white piece of vinyl that is approximately 5 inches high by 9 1/4 inches wide. Mine is way bigger because this was the last little remnant on the roll, and I didn't feel like cutting it down. You'll also need a piece of black vinyl for up here that is 2 inches by 9 1/4 for the 6x10 bag. For the other bags, the measurements are included in the PDF instructions, so go ahead and take a look at that for your exact measurements. And again, this one's bigger because it was a scrappy leftover from something else, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go ahead and use that. All right, so now we don't have to tape it down a whole bunch, we just need to keep it from sliding around. Got it? Now you are going to do color stops, number blah, blah, blah. I believe I can fly. I believe it's 5 and 6. It's gonna do a white line here and a black line there. Back in a minute. You know what? It did the stitch down, the white and the black, but it also did a little bit of black detail. I forgot that I rolled that stuff in. Okay, so next we are going to do our color stop 7, which is gray. That's all detailing. I'll be back when the gray's done. Okay, folks, so we have run our black and we have run our dark whisper gray, which is supposed to simulate kind of a silverish color. Our next step, color stop 8, is going to be red. It's going to do two things. It is going to tack down your black vinyl down here, and it's going to give you the die line for your red vinyl up here. Wait a minute, what black vinyl down here? The black vinyl you're about to add. You are going to need two pieces of black vinyl, approximately 3.5 by 3 and an umph. So we're gonna go 3.5 by 3.5, 2 of them please, one for each side. And again, I've got all kinds of scrappies left over, so I raid my scrap basket whenever I'm doing little inset pieces like this. I'm gonna tape this one down here, this one down here. And again, guys, you don't need to go crazy with the tape. These are just tack down stitches. You're not gonna do a whole, woo, almost out of that one, a whole bunch of stitching on them, so they're not gonna really shift. As a matter of fact, it's gonna be a bean stitch there and a bean stitch there, and then you're done. And then you're gonna do a single stitch here and a single stitch here to show you where to put the red. Back in a second. Hello, my pretties. Okay, so we've tacked down our black vinyl, and now we are going to trim out our black and position our red. I'm gonna save my little pieces of tape. Come here, good tape, good tape. Sit. All right, so we want to cut as closely to this tack down stitch as possible without going over. It's just like The Price is Right. So I put a little crease in there to tell me where to stitch or where to cut where it wasn't stitched. You want to pull a little bit, give yourself some positive tension. That piece is now going in my scrap basket, and I'll use it for the next one, for the next bag that I need to do. We're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to kind of, ooh, that did not crease well. I cannot, oh, there we go. All right, we're just gonna go la 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 la. Pull away just a little bit from yourself. There you go. You're all nice and stitched down. Now we will need 2 pieces of decorative red vinyl up here, approximately 4.5 inches by 2.5 inches. And I have pre-cut those so you don't have to watch me cut them. I am going to lay them so that they cover my entire stitch line, plus leave me a little playroom so that I can applique cut them. When you're placing your tape, you want to make sure you are so far out and away from your stitch line. You don't want to stitch your tape in. I mean, if you do, it's not a Greek tragedy. You don't have to put out your eyes and wander the city begging for food. It can be fixed, but I prefer not to have to fix it because then it's all tweezers and everything. Back in a second to show you how to trim these guys. And I told you we'd be right back. So now we're gonna grab our handy dandy scissors, whatever scissors you find best for applique cut. I, of course, love my duckbills, quack, quack. And we are going to come down here. And again, we want to cut as close as possible without going over. There we go, better angle. Okay. And again, if your scissors are really sharp, you'll be able to ride that line like nobody's business. Boom, just like that. All right, let's come in here. We're gonna do the notch first to give myself some working room. Again, move your work, not your scissors. Do whatever's comfortable for you, however it feels best. Am I making you dizzy yet? Good. All right, Excellent. Good job, you. Now, we're going to take off our tape, woohoo, and we are going to run color stop 10, which is going to be white details down in here, and color stop 11, which is going to be a satin stitch around this and around this, and then it's going to be a tatami fill down here. It's going to look super pretty, I promise. Back when all of that is done so that we can do the back attachment and our zipper magic and then our back. Hey guys, and you're going, wait a minute, that's not the image I was expecting. No, it's not the image I was expecting either. I did a naughty. It is Monday morning at 7 a.m. and I'm sitting down to prep the drop and load up the video on how to do this bag. And I loaded the video segments into my program to edit, and I realized that when I was shooting the video for this bag, I skipped. Well, I didn't skip. There's image there, but it's a still image rather than a video image of how to attach the back and how to do the little zipper magic trick. So my choices were skip it entirely and go, you can figure it out, which I wasn't about to do to you guys. Reshoot, remake a whole bag just to shoot those 3 little segments, which I'm not about to do that to myself, or go back in time and find a zip bag and steal the video pieces, the 3 segments from a different zip bag. So the next 3 segments you see will not be for the Avengers bag. It will be for the Captain Marvel bag. At least I stayed in the same fandom universe. I didn't go pull a DC bag for you guys. But it'll show you how to attach the back and how to do the zipper magic trick. And I am so sorry for the interruption of your regularly scheduled program. Apparently when I was shooting the video, I was a complete and total dipshit. But I'm trying to make it better. Love you. Sorry. Okie dokie. So we have now completed all of the front stitching. And you'll see we've got this nice 3D effect on our star. Our epaulets are satin stitched, and so is our star. Oops, I have got a tail. No, not a tail. Is it prehensile? Okay, so now, remember, I'm special, and so are my bags. We are going to take a piece of 11.5 by 5.5 inch felt. No, we're not. We're going to take a full 8 by 12 because I'm feeling lazy today. If you're only using a 5.5 by 11.5, then you want to line up your felt with this top zipper stitch, and you want to make sure that the left and right sides are covered, and then you just lightly tape it down. I'm in a rush. I am running late today, so rather than trim all this stuff down, I am just going to waste felt. I know, I'm horrible, and apparently I'm going to waste tape too. I am going to tape down the left, and I am going to tape down the right. And I'm going to throw this bad boy back in the machine and get this tacked down so we can finish off our bag. Okie dokie. So we have tacked down our felt. We're going to flip this bad boy over, remove our tape. Oops. I see what happens when you rush. See, I have now stitched my tape into the bag. Fantastic. I am awesome. Okay, we are going to grab our duckbills and we are going to trim all the way around this line. The only one that you have to be concerned about making sure it's all nice and neat and pretty is this top one right there. Haha. The rest of it can be all jaggy and janky and scary looking because once the bag is done, we're going to be trimming down and it's going to be on the inside. So now I could use my teacher voice and go, even though nobody's going to see it, this is an excellent time to practice your cutting skills. The other thing is you don't have to use felt. You can use Ollie Fun. You can use fabric, but if you use fabric, I would use iron-on interfacing, especially around the edges, so that the inside of your bag doesn't fray. Now, next step is, again, my bags are special. We're gonna open our zipper to about 2 finger places from the end of the stop, and we are going to tape it so that it is open. And the reason we're gonna do that is because we are going to sew some zipper stops, and once that's done, we're going to trim our zipper tails and tuck them under for a neater finish. So I have put a little piece of tape so that when the head goes across, it doesn't catch our vinyl at all. And our zipper head is taped out of the way. Back in a minute. So we have tacked down our zippers for a zipper stop. The other thing that I've thrown in now, starting with I think the blank bag series, is cutting lines for folding down our D-rings so they're nice and even. So now we're gonna do this little trick. This is where you need crappy scissors, okay? Don't use your good scissors because we're about to cut some teeth out of our bag. First, you trim the ribbon, okay? And you only wanna cut out the teeth. Okay, on this side, you'll have to do it twice because the zipper is unzipped. There we go. And then we are gonna grab, our seam ripper. I'm gonna put that back down. We're gonna lift our tails, and we are gonna put a little itty bitty rip in the stabilizer, only as long, 1 inch as the tails. And then, I don't know, can you see me doing this? Let me get up in here. Then we're gonna poke our tails through the hole, okay? Now, we're gonna flip it around, and we are going to pull back our tape. There you go. We're gonna get rid of this piece of tape because we really don't need it anymore. We're gonna take our crappy scissors. We don't wanna use our good scissors. We're gonna trim on the top and bottom of the zipper, leaving us some ribbon. We're gonna pull those teeth up, and we're gonna hack until it comes loose. We're gonna lift our tails, lift and separate, haha. Come back underneath with our seam ripper, put about a 1 inch, whoa, what am I grabbing? 1 inch slash, and then we're gonna tuck our tails into that hole. Woohoo! Flip it over. We are going to be ladylike and cross our tails. We're gonna put a little piece of tape here. I'm gonna flip it over. We're gonna cross our tails. Don't worry, all of that extra shenaniganry will get cut off here in a minute, okay? When you cross your tails, when you fold them back over, don't put a lot of tension and pull it away because you'll pull it out of alignment. Now, okay, I am recording this time. Again, guys, I am really sorry about that. All right, so here's what we need to do now to attach the back. Step 1, we're gonna flip this bad boy over, and we are gonna trim our tails right up to the stitch line on both sides. Then, so that we don't forget, we're gonna put a little bit of a tear right here where the zipper's at, so that when it's time to flip the bag, we have a hole to do that. Now, we're gonna flip it back to this side. We're gonna carefully remove our tape so that we don't stitch the tape in. This is also an ideal time. Take a look around, see what you've got for tails and jumps. Make sure you've cleaned up all of your tails and jumps. It's easier when it's stretched in a hoop like this than it is when it's all floppy and 3-dimensional. Now, we're gonna come up here to our D-rings. We're gonna take a pair of scissors. You're gonna cut down to that stitch line, and then across that stitch line, careful not to cut your gross grain ribbon, and down. Now we're gonna take our gross grain ribbon and our D-ring, and we're gonna flip it to the inside of the bag, or what will be the inside of the bag when we put the back on it. And we're gonna tape it down so that it doesn't bounce around and jump in our way. Then we're gonna come over here and do the same exact thing. We're gonna come down and cut along the side of the gross grain ribbon to our stitch line, and then we're gonna cut that notch out just like that. Ooh, that was a little sloppy, which means when we fold it over, it'll be crooked. There we go. Now we're gonna pull up our ribbon and our D-ring. That's my cat. I don't know if you can hear Dude talking in the background. He's very upset that I'm still in the studio. All right, so that's all taped down. That's all taped down. Our back is all cleaned up. We are going to take our back, piece of black marine vinyl. You can do it in white. I chose not to do white because I'm klutz and dirty and filthy, and I'll get the back all dirty. I'll get the front all dirty too. Guess I'll have to make myself another one. We want to make sure that we are covering our entire die line. And then we're gonna tape this. This is about 7, it's supposed to be, I think, 7 by 10 piece of vinyl. And again, I go pillaging in my scrap basket for stuff. So this might be a little bit bigger than 7 by 11, but you get the idea. Okay, we're gonna tape it down. I promise you guys, we are almost done. And now I'm gonna go throw it in the machine, and it's going to do 2 bean stitches to hold in place. Okay guys, we are almost done. You will see that we have done a bean stitch all the way around the bag twice. 1, 2, making it nice and sturdy. So while it is still in the hoop, I'm gonna go ahead and cut away my stabilizer. And guys, this is where you wanna pay attention to what you're doing. You do not want to clip any of your stitches, and you don't want to cut your zipper. You did not just spend all this time and effort and material just so that you can destroy the bag now. Okay, so pay attention to what you're doing. Make sure you don't cut your zipper. Make sure that you don't cut any of your stitch lines. We're just going to neatly and carefully trim away that much stabilizer. Okay. Now we are going to unhoop. Whee, pop. Well, I say we're gonna unhoop. I need to clean my hoop. Boy, that 505 is really grabbing. Okay, so we have unhooped and we're ready to trim. Now, you don't have to trim this way. You can trim with scissors, but I started out as I started off as a clothing seamstress, but then I went to quilt, and I've got all of these really neat OmniGrid rulers and a roto tool, and I love them to death. You want to trim about 1/8 of an inch away, 1/8 of an inch away from that bean stitch. Do not cut your bean stitch, because you will be thad. If you have a machine, you can fix that. You'll just go in and sew it, but why double your work? And you're going through, in some places, 3 whole layers of marine vinyl. So careful, careful, careful. Careful, careful, careful. And no, I'm not measuring what 1/8 of an inch is. I can, by this time, pretty much eyeball 1/8 of an inch. Now, if you've ever done anything with roundy corners, you know that you have to clip your curves. You have to round them out so that they poke out rather than poke in. And that's what we're gonna do here. Now we're gonna turn our bag inside out. So we've cut open I'm gonna stick my hand in here and pull this little piece of tape out. And I'm going to carefully work my zipper backwards. Yeah, this is easier when I don't have to stay in camera to do it. Arrgh. Why can't you guys just hover over my shoulder? There we go. Okay, that's good enough. Now, the way I like to turn is I like to find a corner and stick my thumb in it and bend the bag around my thumb. Okay. Then I'll come over here and I'll stick my thumb in the corner. And I'll turn the bag around it, and then I'll flip the whole bottom of the bag, poof, and I'll come up here and I'll do the top corners the same way. Put my thumb right there and press. Then I'll come down here and I'll stick my thumb right there and press. Now, what you will have to do is you will have to roll your edges, and your bag will not want to stay flat. You'll have to poke out your corners. You want something like a crochet hook or a chopstick so that you're not actually ripping the vinyl. And then these side seams and bottom seam and the top seam, they're not gonna wanna stay rolled. So I usually get it in position and then I stack something super heavy on it, like a stack of encyclopedias, except nobody has encyclopedias anymore. Luckily, we have a whole bunch of textbooks and law books floating around. So I will get all my corners and seams rolled out, and then I will stack like 5 books on top of this for 24 hours, and that will train my seams. So there you go, guys. The new Avengers white uniform zip bag. And it does come with a dangle, and this is where, if you have not seen the movie, close your eyes, stick your fingers in your ears, and go la 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 la. For those of you who have seen the movie, then you will recognize what the dangle is. And I'm going to put this dangle on there. I'm not going to call it what it is, but if you've bought the pattern, then you've seen what it is. And if you've seen the movie, you know what it is. Shush. Shush, shush, shush. Spoiler free until May 31st. But there is your dangle. And there is the Avengers in-game zip bag. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial. See you on the webpage.